What's up, my little tattletales? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, it looks like old things are new again. And no, I'm not talking about Jen's obsession with everybody thinking that things are sunshine and lollipops and rainbows with her and Ben. I'm talking about the way that every single time she gets with Ben Affleck, his friends and family start leaking about how miserable Ben is. The only thing we know about Ben, looks like he can be a little bit passive aggressive, and his friends and family are leaking because these are the things that Ben is telling them, and they swirl around. And unfortunately, last time he waited till Jim was the last to know, and he literally stood up J-Lo basically at their wedding. And I also want to say this. The fact that everybody is piling on J-Lo like she might be the problem now, and I admit she falls in love with love. She's obsessed with being married. She turns people that should be flings into boyfriends, people that should remain boyfriends into stepfathers, people that should remain, you know what I'm saying? She always she has this obsession with marriage and love and the unit. And I will honestly believe, I think she's sincere when she says that Ben is her one. However, not only do I believe, and watch my old playlist, there's J-Lo and Ben, I have a lot of receipts in there, that Ben looks at Jennifer as an option. Have we ever thought to go back into gossip memory and look at the prize that Jennifer Lopez won? Whatever happened between Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck's marriage, can we just say that Jennifer, because a man that humiliated her 20 years ago, that people were saying was falling in love with his actual wife while he was engaged to her. If you don't know, in 2002, Ben Affleck said he fell in love with Jennifer Garner on the set of Daredevil in 2002. The only problem was Ben and Jen didn't break up until late 2003. J-Lo and Ben didn't break up their engagement, where he left her with, I think, a day or two notice before the wedding was going to happen, that he couldn't go through it. Okay, there's that. But did we also forget the type of person Ben Affleck is? Do I have to remind you guys of Nanny Gate? Do you remember Jennifer Garner stuck with Ben Affleck? But let's also not forget that Ben Affleck literally was so low down that he was having a full-on affair with his children's nanny. And Jennifer Garner found out, allegedly, because one of her other household helpers saw the text messages pop up on her little girl's iPad and showed them to Jennifer Garner. And that's how she found out that Ben Affleck was not just slupping the nanny, but was publicly taking the nanny out on her days off, making her fly on private jet with Tom Brady, Giselle, the model, and Tom were even rumored to be close to divorce at that time, because she thought that, if you're hanging around this dirtbag sleeping with the nanny, then Tom, what are you doing? Y'all, let's get into this. First, let's talk about how Matt Damon and Casey Affleck are leading the charge that something is amiss between Ben and Jennifer. I do want to say this, though. Jennifer is saturating the World Wide Web with pictures of her happiness and how happy she is and all this stuff. And I will say, I doubt things the lady protests too much. She is going crazy to portray a happy family image in the paper. Too bad Ben's people aren't playing along. All right, y'all, let's get into these actual receipts. Hit that like, subscribe button along the way in. If you're wondering where your girl was, I did a whole live explaining what happened. Woo! I'm happy to be there. I'm happy to be here. I don't want to be dramatic, but like I said, I almost died. All right, let's get into this mess. She's asking too much of them. Matt Damon and Casey Affleck are worried for Ben Affleck, who's reportedly miserable in his marriage to Jennifer Lopez. And again, I've said this a million times, Ben always plays the victim. always. Even with Jennifer Garner, this woman would get him out of his funky, musty, crusty, whatever, pull him up, get him to rehab, wash him off, make him functional. And he went on Harold Stern saying that was the reason he was in rehab. I can't. They said in April, right? So they're talking about how she actually tied the knot with Ben Affleck, even though we all know that she ended an engagement with Alex Rodriguez and playing stepmommy to his kids and immediately jumped into an engagement with Ben. Okay, right? Now they're saying that even though they have kept a lower profile, the couple is reportedly struggling to settle into married life following their dreamy wedding as the honeymoon bliss is quickly wearing off. Again, with Ben, guys like Ben will write you love letters. Guys like Ben will draw you a whole fantasy world. And then when you're like, okay, great, where's this fantasy world? They get really annoyed and upset that you are actually holding them to their word. They said after many pictures of the girl gone actor looking bored and emotionless next to J-Lo have resurfaced on the internet recently, and insider reports that those close to the newlyweds are concerned that Jennifer Lopez has turned her hubby into her own personal robot. Ben's reportedly slowly transforming into this new version of himself where he keeps his emotions shut just not to displease his new wife. Okay, Ben is emotionally dating. Again, I don't know Jennifer Lopez. I don't know Ben Affleck. I'm just looking from the outside in. I'm speculating, right? Welcome to my channel. But I haven't dated anyone whose emotions take up the entire playing field of the relationship. And their emotions are so valuable and so deep and so this, that there's no room for your emotions. And if you tell them, hey, I take you, I honor you, I respect your emotions, but there needs to be a little bit of room for my emotions too, because I also react and have emotions. They hit back with, quiet. No, I just want you to actually be fair and give some. You don't even have to give me 100% of the playing field. Just give me 20 and you can still have 80% of the emotional playing field in our relationship. Now get this. The insider indicated that Ben's best friend, Matt Damon, and his brother, Casey Affleck, are trying to make him get out of his marriage troubles. They said they've been shaking their heads and hoping he snaps out of it. The poor guy looks like he's about to burst into tears at any time. Listen, he's probably bursting into tears because he can't go to the casino. Jennifer cut off his Amex card. Anyway, right? We know that Ben, they're saying that Ben has struggled with abuse, addiction. They say Ben's not raised any complaints to J-Lo, probably because he knows if he started asking for space, it would not go down very well. Jen would be the first to admit she's needy, but with Ben, it's on another level. It doesn't even enter her head that she's taking too much of him. She views them as a superstar couple of their generation, if not all the time. And so they come as a package deal. Jen very much wears the pants. She tells him how to dress, eat, work out, how to live his whole life. Okay, let me just say this, right? And they're saying that he's turning into Ben's personal robot. Let me just say this, and I will say this because I want to. Jennifer knows the man that she married, and she knows in her prior relationship when she gave Ben too much space what actually happened. She knows that when it comes to Ben Affleck, idle hands are the work of the devil. But let's actually delve into what all these guys are insisting, that somehow Jennifer is this harsh taskmaster, but Bunny Ben can't raise his voice. This is the game a passive-aggressive person that appears to be what Ben Affleck is doing plays in relationships. You go and complain to everybody about your wife, right? And then everybody starts hating her. But really what it is a way to mentally distance yourself. You've already, because if you went around saying great things like, Jen's great. She's got me looking better. She's got me on a healthier lifestyle. She's got me working out, hoping that will help beat my, instead of saying that, and people are like, oh, well, maybe Jen's trying to help. You sit there and you go to all her friends and you demonize her. She won't let me do this. The other day I wanted peanut butter and jelly and she told me no, and this and that. And you sit there and you demonize her. So all your friends start taking mental distance from her because they don't like her anymore. And what is that doing? That's making it easier for when you eventually walk away, that there won't be any collateral damage. You walk away with everybody that you came into the relationship with, and all your friends and loved ones were like, good job, good for standing up for you, buddy. You did it with Jennifer Garner. It was a little bit harder because Jennifer was close to your family, but you tried to get the public to do that against her. But let's actually talk about J-Lo knowing the man she married, right? Jennifer wanted, right, help around the house with the 2 kids. So she hired a very young and a very attractive nanny. Now, this is not against anybody that is young and attractive and a nanny, but it did feed into that trope, right? Ben Affleck, and I think her name was Christine Ozanian. Let's just call her Christine O. If you don't remember, was the nanny to when it was just Violet and Serafina. Ben started an illicit affair with his kid's nanny, right? He even requested that Christine go with him on a flight to LA from the Bahamas, and even reassured her, because she was like, well, no, like, I don't want to get fired. This is a little weird, that he was technically her boss, right? So she should go along with it. This is, I guess, how people are saying the affair started. He kept his nanny hidden the entire time. When he was in Vegas, he made her fly to Vegas with her too, or maybe by that time she wanted to, right? The only way they got found out was, one, she was posing on Tom Brady's private jet with all of Tom Brady's Super Bowl rings. Jennifer Garner hit the fan because she didn't know that nanny was gallivanting with Ben Affleck. Around that time, the other housekeeper found their little love messages on an iPad. The kid's iPad, it popped up, the iMessage, and she showed them to Jennifer Garner, and that's how she found out that Ben was having an affair with the nanny. So much so that Giselle, the supermodel, threatened to divorce Tom Brady back then. It was rumored because she thought that, you know, Tom Brady was in that same situation that Ben Affleck was. Listen, I'm just saying, everybody's sitting there saying that Jennifer watches Ben and keeps a tight leash on him. She knows the man she married. Ben's dirt bag history, his self-destructive history, his disrespectful history, coupled with the fact that he's never shown Jennifer Lopez the respect that he showed Jennifer Garner. I mean, I see why she keeps a tight leash on him too. Ben Affleck is the epitome of idle hands is the work of the devil. Anyway, my little tattletales, let me know what you actually think of this. I don't know. I feel for Jennifer Lopez. I know Alex Rodriguez humiliated her, cheating with that like reality starlet, not even in the DMs while they're supposed to be playing family. I get it. And I realized that like Ben's always been like her #1 pick. I just wish Alex hadn't messed up, but that's impossible because Alex is a known cheater. But I also just wish he had just taken, instead of running from that, into the arms of a person that gives you less respect than Alex. She'd just taken a moment, centered herself, and then took a step forward. Regardless, I do wish Jen and Ben luck. I like Jennifer Lopez. I just don't think that Ben Affleck is worthy of her on any level. And I think the more time passes, the more he's going to get back into disrespectful Ben. But let me know what you think in the comments, my little tattletales, okay? I will talk to you later. Bye.